after many a months, has come down to this. This is the Open League Championship Series. On your left, you've got the Crystal Roller Crew, RMLX, Zafikil. On the right, the Psyduck-Psychos, Crackerito, and Yoshi. Hey, I'm Adirondack Rick, being joined by Tracy M. We're going to have ourselves some fun with Retrants.
Yeah, nothing better than early morning retrants with your breakfast, right? I know, but I actually did eat already, but I'm sure some of you out there in Twitch land are probably, scarfing down a bagel and some coffee or whatever, just going ahead and getting ready to watch some nice morning Link to the Past randomizer. Yeah, I mean, this should be a good one. I mean, we're past the critical stage. Both of these teams will be playing in the Invitational next year. This is kind of bragging rights, say, yeah, I won league. So, we'll see who comes out on top. Now, this is only game one. So, game two tomorrow morning. I think actually an hour earlier. But yeah, this is just game one. So we'll see what happens. Nothing's going to be decided today, but yeah. I know you see SerioX and Pichu in chat. Apparently SerioX just woke up, but we appreciate them coming here because without the trackers, especially in co-op retrants, we would be completely lost instead of just a little lost,
The Psyduck-Psychos coming in here after defeating the Blue Trinex group in the first game, or the first round. The second round, they were a wild card bye team. Defeated Clown College in the semifinals to punch their ticket into Open League, and then defeated Boingers 2-1 in the semifinals. All right, so did I just see that we have ourselves the classic Sanctuary Dark World start?
Yeah, we also have a Moon Pearl in Link's house. So Crackerito immediately, or maybe it was Yoshi, whoever started in at Sang immediately went to Link's house to get the Moon Pearl. Armalex decided that, you know what, I'm just going to go check the one item here anyway, because, you don't need to be a not bunny to get this item. It is a heart container, which this early is really nice to pick up. But yeah, there's not a whole lot we can do in this early Dark World, but we can do exactly what we could do before we had the Moon Pearl, because we don't have money for pod. The same entrances are available, and if there's chests, you can pick them up.
And Ganon is located over at the Useless Fairy entrance. So get ready. We got a lot of things coming our way, like, for instance, Paradox being found for RMLX.
Oh, RMLX got a sword somewhere. I didn't see that.
You start with a sword in Retrants.
Oh, it's Retrants. Shoot. Yeah, got cross keys on the brain. So this makes this actually doable. Well, no, he's got a bomb. Good. He managed to get a bomb somewhere.
Yeah, he got the 50-50s off the bushes heading over towards this. The Paradox Cave was located over at the gambling gate cave that's just south of the village.
Yeah, it's a really nice early find. You just hope that you can get something out of here. I mean, you know as well as I do, Rick, that just because there are 7 items doesn't mean any of them are any good.
Eastern and Skull are 5 and 6.
Okay, Turtle Rock, Big Key, and money.
And Crackerito finds Skull Woods. Bomb Shop is located at the Lake Hylia shop. I didn't see where Skull Woods is, but Crackerito's there.
Yeah, I want to say he's been doing the early Dark World stuff. We can get the one chest. It is a key to Skull Woods. Also of note, the one, not even that good, but there was a Turtle Rock Big Key in Paradox. And I don't know about you, Rick, but when I find a connector, they found a connector to Floating Island, which is great. But when I find a connector at the top there, I hate that, because, okay, am I going to take this connector, or do I do the drop down? And if this connector goes someplace that I can't come back from, I can't do the drop down anymore.
Zafikil has found the well. We'll see what great items are inside, as RMLX will tell Zafikil that you have access by way of desert to the Fairy Ascension Cave.
Yeah, I imagine he's going to check this one entrance and then just go back in so he can do that drop down that I talked about. This is kind of an out-of-the-way entrance. It is Thieves Town. Not a lot we can do here, but it is 4 items we can get right away. Nice tree pull. I don't know what tier that was, but it was big 20s.
I'll just assume at this point it's the second tree pull. We find Upgrade Fairy located at the Hyrule Castle, which in Retrance has a little less importance as it would in your cross key type of modes.
Yeah, you're not going to be buying arrow upgrades. You can buy bomb upgrades, which can have some meaning. But our arrows, you know, for those of you that haven't played Retrance, it's supposed to match a little bit more to the original Zelda. Zaf's going to go ahead and buy some arrows right now. I like the buy arrows when you can. The fact that we have universal small keys and the rupee bow, although a little pricier than in Zelda 1, considering Zelda 1 is 1 rupee and here it's 10 and 50 for silvers. Mostly I don't like the 50 for silvers because, I mean, nothing in Z1R says that silvers cost more than regular arrows. I don't know why they make it cost more here.
They just want you to think when you decide that you're going to kill Vitreous's eyes with silver.
Oh gosh, yeah. The Vitreous fight it costs like $600 or something like that. I have never done the math, but because you'd have to actually count the number of eyeballs, and I'm notoriously bad at counting. It's expensive.
Same here. So we did find Misery Mire, which is located over at the library, which Zafko is heading over here right now to discover. It's going to head up over towards the village. Yoshi is currently in Hyrule Castle.
Yep, no key logic means this is automatically in logic without having to find anything.
Yeah, because we've already found ourselves a key shop. We did find a sword upgrade, though.
That's really nice. Yeah, in Retrance, I like... In regular cross keys, I'm not a fan of the Dark World Sank location because of the Hyrule Castle small key now being relevant. But in Retrance, I love that start location because it gives you immediate Dark World access. And since small keys are universal, you don't have to care about doing this play that Yoshi's doing right now. And just do it.
So Saf is going to wish that he had the Turtle Rock big key at this position, because we just found the Turtle Rock right entrance with a big chest. And Crackerito's going to be able to attempt the sequence break to get this.
Yeah, it's not too bad a bomb jump. A lot of runners will do it. Yeah, it looks like Crackerito's not going to do it. On the other hand, I mean, I don't, it's early. It's not in logic.
You only have 2 bombs.
Yeah, that's probably the better point. Those bombs are precious early. Everybody taking the heart container and the take any. I have come to take potions or leave those for potions unless they're in such a bad spot that there's no way I'm ever coming back.
And that does make sense if you choose to grab those instead. RMLX now currently in Hyrule Castle gets that sword upgrade.
Yeah, nice to be on Master Sword this early. We do have a Take Any Sword out there somewhere.
Ice Palace,
located unlike in Z1R, we just get to pick that up when we see it. There's no heart requirement.
And Crackerito's about to get that glove. So Ice Palace located over here at the Sick Kid location. Maybe that's why the kid is sick.
It makes me wonder if we're going to see a Fire Rod or a Bombos medallion relatively soon. Early Ice Palace in entrance modes likes to have things, in particular hammerless or gloveless. Now we won't be gloveless, but we have not found a hammer yet.
Making our way over here towards the well, Zaf has already seen the 2 duds, so we're just going to drop right in, and it is Magic Bat, something we cannot
The other dud. I mean, the only really bad one is if you drop into Ganon unexpectedly. So once you find Ganon, it's a small time loss if you drop into some place like Magic Bat. But...
Right, useless fairy, you lose a bit of time because of how long it takes for you to walk back out. But otherwise, yeah, this isn't that big of a deal. Yoshi heading over here towards the dam. I think this is our first discovery. Yeah, this is, because this is one of our 5 items. It is Hype Cave. With
Small
one of our
key.
universal keys, big key to
The key to
Thieves
Thieves
Town.
That's significant, so we already have access to that. And it will be completely in logic except the big chest because we don't have a hammer. But no small key logic means we can just do it. And the
By the
game
way,
can just say you're not getting that big chest for a long time.
Zaphico found the entrance to Death Mountain. It was in the village in the upper right corner.
It looks
and
like he was in the dark for a bit, so yeah. Yeah, I think Crackeritos found it as well. That definitely looks like the path you take to get through that dark room.
One of our explorers of Death Mountain at this point in time, or Kakariko Village.
Maybe not. He came right out of there. It must have been a different dark cave. Because when you find a dark cave, the key is what you want. If you fall down but don't take any damage, that means you found the cave to the old man rescue. But once you fall down, you're stuck. You just have to finish it out at that point.
Found potion shop at Spectacle Rock. Hera just moves a little slightly to the south.
There's a bomb jump.
And just for some bombs.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't full, so it's not the worst thing ever. But no, not what you're looking for. There is one more check we can do. Crystal Roller Room.
Still not in logic because we haven't found our Turtle Rock left. Once we find that, that would put that in logic.
Yeah, Crystal Roller.
Zaphico trying to take a death warp here, and unfortunately the enemies are not cooperating.
Yeah, Crystal Roller will be in logic either with the west entrance or with, just any, either hookshot or Cane of Samaria to get across the gap to the big chest. 100
rupees found over here at the mushroom spot, so not much there.
And this time, Armalux is going to go ahead and... Oh, he's going to actually go do the items. A little surprised. It's kind of early. You could just... I'm very much of the opinion that if you don't have a good way to kill the Pokies in Retrons, just skip the Poke key. We'll see what Armalux decides to do.
Got so many decisions to make when it comes towards this northwest corner, because we've seen 2 one-way connectors, Spiral Cave and also the Super Bunny Cave.
Oof. Yeah, those are both awful and could be required for the exit, could be required for the items. Now, Crackeritas found a me Moldorm Cave. So
located at the Lumberjack
Cave. Yeah.
Located at the Lumberjack home, and definitely something you want to find. We did see Lumberjack, the tree, be vanilla, but there's nothing that we're going to need inside.
Always nice to know that you don't have to do Castle Tower.
Our 5-item caves are coming up somewhat empty. I know we did get a big key in Hype Cave.
Yeah. The 7-item cave had a big key to Turtle Rock. I think that's about it. Always nice to have the glove when you're cleaning up this north part of the map. You never have to worry about that rock again that Crackerito just picked up. Also, desert has more value in Retrons because we don't have to look for the desert small key to do these 2 extra checks that Zaphico's doing right now. Got blue mail out of it, which is nice. The piece of heart,
Blue mail's okay. Like, it's definitely a nice thing to have later on. While we're still in the game of death warps, not as nice.
Yeah, depending on what dungeons you're doing. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Like if you're doing the trip up through Turtle Rock that I think we saw Armalux doing. I'm not too upset if I'm not too worried about what mail I have. Those chain chomps will kill you very quickly.
Zav, by the way, went out desert right and found access to the bumper ledge.
Oh yeah, that's That's useful. I did not see what the item was. Yoshi finishing up Thieves Town, except of course we're leaving the big chest unopened, gets a cape. And it's a crystal.
Yeah, the item that we picked up out of the ledge was just a rupees here. RMLX looks like we're getting ready to save the old man, perhaps? No, we're in the back of the castle. Crackerito now is going to be rescuing the old man. It seemed to be the way that Crackerito wanted to route this is to fully clear the northwest corner, then back around to save the old man. Because if there's something important here, Yoshi would want to know about that, so Yoshi can go ahead and pick it up.
Also, Zafko, spending time making money, it's a little more important to do in restaurants. Make sure you're good at it. I mean, the Arrow game has a standard setup that if you know how to do it, you're going to be fine. Just a bottle. A bottle of blue a free bottle of blue is nice. Now, here's a location where having blue mail does not help you.
Hookshot K found a dark chapel.
No, we can't really do much with that. We could take the connector.
And there's the other side of Super Bunny.
Yeah. Always nice to find this side.
And that's why you wait to take Super Bunny, in case you find the other side. Although, being Spirit 1, sometimes you worry.
Oh,
we found our Take Penny sword.
Okay, well, everybody's going to be on Tempered, which is nice.
Take Penny was located at the Curiosity Shop.
Yeah, I call it the stupid shop, because why is there a shop there? That sells nothing anyone could possibly want to buy in vanilla.
All right, we find Agina's home, and as we continue to explore, we find Spectacle Rock for Zaph.
It's a one-way connector, but we can get the map up here, which is useful. We'll see if he follows the connector or not.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he does. And the reason why I'd be surprised if he does is because of all the work that he's made to get here. Yeah. Because the desert left to desert right, you had to go up the mountain to get that. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of investment to break your current route.
Yeah, I agree. Now we're going to head into Skullwoods.
Well, Zaph wants to. The guards want to say no.
Yeah. Who has the Skullwoods big key? Somebody has that. Oh, it was in the back of Skullwoods. I think that may have been on the other side.
We do have access to Turtle Rock left. It's up on the mountain.
Oh. So that puts the two items in logic. Yeah, I want to say somebody on Psyduck-Psychos found back of Skullwoods and got the big key there. Okay, Crackerito has it, okay. See, our trackers pay more attention to these things than we do.
I'm supposed to pay attention?
Yeah, we try.
Oh, did we get soft lock woods?
Yeah. You know what? I don't do it here. I bail. I bail in this situation, come back to it later.
Zaph says otherwise.
Now, fortunately for... Oh, Candace Amari is nice. Now, fortunately for him, he did find the best... That drop-down that he found is, in my opinion, the best one. That's the one you want to find when you have this situation. The worst one, of course, being the pinball room, because you have to spend... You're forced to spend the key. Now, the pinball room always has a key, even in restaurants. But... kind of annoying. Oh, God, Hookshot and Candace Amaria. Okay, well, he did the right thing in staying. Would have been better if he also had that Skullwood's big key, but can't have everything, I guess. But yeah, mainly because, the point you were making earlier, which is it took so much just to get over there in the first place. Although we do have a mountain start location. Now that we've rescued the old man, that's not so bad. It looks like it was at what we
Spiral
normally have.
entrance.
Your favorite cave entrance, Spiral Cave.
What makes it my favorite cave?
Yeah, your emote. I do mean favorite in a sarcastic fashion. So yeah, I knew someone would put it out there in the chat.
Let's see, who am I banning today? Okay, I can't ban them.
But nice to have that mountain access, especially with the hook shot. It kind of gives you a lot of the mountain that you can get back to really easily. Certainly on the healthy side early.
Nice bomb jump there by RMLX.
Yeah. That probably saves a few seconds. Probably doesn't save that much, but he's got enough bombs that it's reasonable to waste it.
Just a few. So I think for Zamp, this is where you check the Dark World entrances, which we just saw from, I believe it was Kakariko. Maybe it was Yoshi. It was one of those two. Swamp Palace has been located.
We are a long way from being able to do anything in Swamp Palace. But hey, one less thing we need for it. We don't need a small key. Well, we need a small key. We just don't need a specific small key.
Oh, guess what? We are beating Hera with the hookshot that we found. And Hera is a crystal, according to that C.
Yeah, I don't dislike this at all. You know, get a crystal that you know you can get.
C is for crystal, and that's good enough for me.
Get a couple items out of it.
And pray that the Tower of Hera big key does not come back to require you to come back later.
I'm a little more worried about the fire. Like, redoing the Hera pot just to get the big chest is not too bad. But if we had fire, the basement would be in logic, and that's a really slow and annoying check. Has nothing to do with the rest of the dungeon.
Maybe Moldorm will drop the fire rod.
Maybe fire rod lamp. I mean, we're very out of logic because we have not found a lamp yet. So, as we see Yoshi going through the dark somewhere. Oh, he's got the old man in tow.
Yeah, this logic is just a guide at this point.
I mean, nobody skipped dark rooms for logic.
So let me put this out there. We have like 3 different stipulations that will put what Zap did in, well, not still in logic because we don't have the Hera big key, but we could use a mirror, we could use a flute, we could use a lamp.
Yep.
And the mirror comes in play because we've already seen 2 entrances that take us up to Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah.
With the 2 exits out of Paradox Cave, one being at Ganon's Tower, the other one being on the floating island there. So a mirror would put everything that we've seen here on the mountain in logic.
Yep.
The question is, where is this logic?
Yeah, where is the mirror?
It's only a guideline at this point.
You're hoping that it's just the lamp you're skipping. Lamp typically not hard required unless the fire rod decides to be behind it, because you do need fire to beat the game. You can't completely skip your fire.
Wait, can you?
Not in if you're killing Ganon. Do need fire. Yeah, sometimes when you have some of those weird mystery seeds with like pedestal goals.
That's right. I mean, you will kind of need to do that.
There's a fire rod, a catfish. What a terrible location.
What a phenomenal location if you're Kakariko and Yoshi, because you wonder how long is it going to take for the Crystal Roller crew to get over there.
Yeah. That's a really bad location. And what's nice is Kakariko, when he gets over the Skullwoods area, he's going to be able to just full clear everything over there. He's gonna be able to get the big chest, and he's gonna be able to open the back.
So, interesting thing, the Elder takes us over to Ice Palace's entrance, which means that the upgrade fairy entrance could be in logic without the flippers if we get the mirror.
Yep. Yeah, and that's a situation where, if once you get the mirror, you don't take the connector, you just fake flipper to it.
All right, we found the other side of Bumper Cave, so Bumper Cave's not going to be any of our required force outs.
Yeah, I tend to find both sides of Bumper Cave before I actually can go through it. Every once in a while, it decides to be required.
All right, so Hookshot's pretty nice for Zaf, has told RML X where that is, also the Canis of Maria. Fire Rod is a pretty solid find as well.
Yeah, definitely more worried about Crystal Roller Crew getting to the Fire Rod than I am about Psyduck-Psychos getting to the Hookshot and the Canis of Maria. Once Crackerito gets into it, honestly, once that team finds that Dark World Axis, I imagine Yoshi probably does not Skullwoods and waits for Crackerito to do it because he does have that full access, including the Skullwoods big key. Looks like Yoshi has not picked that up yet. Although, now that he's going to have the Fire Rod, he could just beat Skullwoods right now. With the Master Sword and a Fire Rod, it's not a bad fight.
So, interesting decision here by Crackerito, who wound up going to grab that Master Sword. I would have assumed Crackerito was going to go ahead and grab the key as well to put him at 8 total keys at this stage.
Oh yeah, free keys, absolutely. No, and to be fair, it might be something that he just wasn't thinking about.
And yeah, totally understandable. Just surprised me nonetheless. As guess what, Yoshi's going right immediately to get that Fire Rod.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, if I were, I would have somebody beat Skullwoods right now on Psyduck-Psycho's side. Find out whether it's a pendant or a crystal. Is there anything on Moth? If you send Yoshi there, he can also pick up that big key that may or may not be required.
But there's one thing about this, Tracy. We already know what Skullwoods is.
Oh,
it's one of our
crystal.
5/6.
Well, then you definitely want to do it. And if there's nothing on Moth, then your teammate can just wait on it.
All right. I really haven't been keeping a lot of track on what's going on with Zap. I'm going to assume he just went out Old Man back and wound up in the Mire area.
Nice to have that Mire access. Armlock's gonna see what Zora has to offer. Just $50.
Just 10% back in your money.
Honestly, in Retrons, if I can do Zora off a save and quit, and I get nothing in between the start and the Zora item, I'll just reset that because that 500 rupees is really valuable in Retrons.
10 silver arrows.
Yeah. That's almost a Vitreous kill.
Old Tell Mario found, Zap wins.
And yeah, we see Yoshi in the back of Skullwoods. He's gonna go ahead and beat Moth. I assume he'll get the big key afterwards. Unless Crackerito manages to get over to Skullwoods before he has to make that decision. But there's a lot you need to do to get to that area. And I also just realized that hook shot, once you get that hook shot out of Skullwoods, you basically have all the Dark World access you could possibly want. Some of it really slow, but that hook shot does get you across that river.
Green Pendant turns out to be Turtle Rock.
Oh, that's nice. We may never have to do that.
We never have to worry about the ice rod. That's one less needle in a haystack.
Yeah, love to see Yoshi doing those fire rod strats on Moth.
Quake, the reward for beating Mothula.
Oh, hey, you know what else that fire rod opens up? Crackerito's doing it right now.
I'm not convinced that we need to do this.
Well, Crackerita will tell us. Let's see, do we have no big key, so
Yeah, so Yoshi almost made a mistake. And was probably told right then by Crackerito, don't forget that big key.
don't forget that big key, yeah.
And that's part of the thing that we haven't even discussed about this is the amount of communication that goes on between these teams in the voice calls that they're currently in. And that really makes a big difference to the success of these teams.
Oh yeah, having now participated in 3 weeks of the Cross Keys co-op tournament, at least they don't have to deal with small keys. we have a lot of where were those pod keys again? There's 6 of them.
But as you can attest to, because of that, you know how important communicating with your teammate is. Making sure that you both are taking care of each other, reminding people that you need to do this, that you need to do that.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason why these two teams are in the finals. Because they communicate well.
Well, at least better than their opponents, I suppose.
And they also play well, too. Agate Tower found.
All right, we can do 2 checks here.
One of them in logic, one of them not in logic. I would assume Armelex has the ability to go and navigate his way through the dark room.
Yeah, Crackerito doing the bomb jump here, but unless he finds the hammer, that's not going to be relevant. I typically won't do the bomb jump there, mainly because Ice-T likes to have things in this scenario, and it makes it slower to get to Ice-T if you do the bomb jump.
Armelex is going to be employing Cane of Burnistrat to see where he is. It's going to pull up a lot of lag here, but knowing where you are in correspondence to the room is very important.
Yeah, you know that lag is going to go away after these 3 races. And the end of the so-called slow ROM. Very near. Ganon's Tower big key for Crackerito and Ice Palace. Not what you're hoping to find.
It's an interesting key. And that's all I'll say. It's an interesting key.
Interesting key.
All right, so both of these runners are going to be heading over here to check to see what we can get for the shovel or not.
Hi, Lamp. Hey, Crackerito's got all the fire.
Rule of fire. Okay, I guess we're not checking the shovel. Have we already checked the shovel? Maybe we have.
Somebody checked the shovel. I think it was just 20 rupees. And Crackerito, I don't know if he meant to use that potion. It didn't look like he was that close to dying. But this is why I don't do the bomb jump, because then you just walk around. You don't have to do the extra bomb jump and go through in the big, tall, icy room. It's just a small key. So the only thing... So logically, this is probably required for that lamp and nothing else. TR Bridge for Armelex. It's one of the Hero Castle exits. Yoshi's gonna go ahead and do this bomb jump.
There's the cave for Zappa and the crystal.
So yeah, since there was nothing in Thieves Town, we have our 2 runners that have done Thieves Town. Our other 2 runners don't have to rush it and can wait for the hammer to show up so that they find out what's in the big chest. It's kind of nice in co-op when you have those little orphan locations that unless your teammate has to rush it for something, they can just wait and do it when they can full clear it. Yeah, the big chest in Ice, another such location. I think I saw a big key on that torch.
Oh no!
That's about the worst thing you can see there is a big key, because like, first of all, I have to remember that it's there when I get the boots, and then when I get the boots, hope that either when I get the boots it's required, and I can go get it, or that it's not required and and I don't have to think about it.
No, did you see where that Ice Palace big key was?
No.
Spiral Cave.
Oh boy.
And this, after just digging Spiral Cave, or digging Ice Palace.
Oh, well, that's normal.
So that's a very unfortunate find for Crackerito.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, the only thing in ice that we need, or potentially need, and I say need in quotes because we have access to Fire Rod, is that lamp. Here's our last 5-item cave. But
here's the problem with that, Tracy. That means that the hammer could be in the big chest of ice.
It could, and you just gotta hope that doesn't happen, because you don't really want to send your teammate all the way through an ice palace that he can't beat. Okay, Zeph's about to get that Fire Rod, and much to my surprise, Crystal Roller Cool is gonna get this Fire Rod before Psyduck-Psychos gets over to Skullwoods for the hookshot and Canis Maria. Do we have anything in that cave in Blindside here for Crackerito?
Book.
Ooh, that's worse than nothing. Although
that's
right now, no
entrance.
mirror, we can't actually, it's an entrance and we can't actually check tablets yet, so doesn't do much for us. And Armlux gets his tempered sword.
Yep.
First runner on tempered.
Which, of course, he knew thanks to Zaph.
Yeah, Zaph hasn't gotten maybe the Cairo Castle? No, Zaph is untempered. Okay, so our second runner. Yeah,
also
and Yoshi
sequence break. That's a good one. That's a scary sequence break.
Oh yeah, because it's scary, and it's scarier now because for some reason the devs decided that getting hit on fake flipper, just taking an immediate death, wasn't good enough anymore. No, we're gonna slow lock you, so you have to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait
and wait.
And unless you have a recent save and quit and can just go ahead and reset, which is not a bad choice in some situations. All right, Armalex has
skull.
Okay, so Armalex has the big key. He's gonna go ahead and get this map, Ice Swamp Palace map. Unfortunately, Armalex does not have the Fire Rod, and Crackerito found his way over here, so he'll be able to do all of this stuff.
All right, Crackerito has chosen not to at this point, and we'll come back in after exploring the northern entrances.
Yeah, I know. I personally like to route it so the Skullwoods is the end of my route in case it's the Bad Woods, and since it is the Bad Woods, it's going to work out well for them.
And it looks like Armalex is heading straight to get this Fire Rod.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I guess since we are actually at a point where runners are starting to kind of do the same things, no new checks coming in here, I guess we can now mention about the Crystal Roller crew. They also had the first round bye, defeated its Peanut Butter Jelly in round number 2, defeated the Uncle Routers in the semifinals, in the conference semifinals. In the conference finals, defeated Ed, was supposed to carry us 2-1. That is how both of these teams got to this position here in the Open. They'll be in the Invitation next year.
Yeah, exciting. I mean, we've got some pretty good runners here. I mean, of course, Yoshi's been in the Invitational before, but these other runners, I think, are all going to be new to it. So it's going to be a fun experience, I think.
Pendant Pod Big Key.
Yay.
Crackerito, the third runner to be.
Pod is the worst dungeon in Retrance, by the way. I hate Pod in Retrance because it's just all in logic. You walk in, everything's in logic. Just go full clear it. I'm not gonna give you anything here, but go full clear it because it's 14 items.
And at this point in time, we can access 13 of those 14.
Yep. Now, granted, the 2 on the right side are not in logic for any of our runners yet, because you still need the bow, but we have ways around that.
We sure do. Either bottles or just pushing buttons on your controller D-pad frequently. Saf's going to find the bottom of Spiral Cave. More of the exploration that we just saw from Crackerito just a moment ago. Crackerito's just around the corner from two pretty solid items over here. One being the hookshot, the other one being the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, is going to see those. That's going to be really good for Psyduck-Psychos. Now, Crackerito is going to do the thing that we have not seen from Crystal Roller Crew. They have completely orphaned this back entrance. If it's something important in there, that's going to be really big for Psyduck-Psychos. And it gets the bad news that we have the Bad Woods. Oh, and Saha. Well, we saw that already from Crystal Roller Crew. Not much there.
You saw that pause there. You saw that pause there by ARM-LX, which was probably a kind of like a conversation between the two of what they are supposed to be doing at this stage. We are going to be trying to fake flipper our way to, I will assume, over to, well, maybe not. Looks like there's a lot of indecision going on here by ARM-LX.
Yeah, I kind of like the fake flipper to the man under the bridge in certain circumstances, just because it's a guaranteed item. And sometimes when you're kind of starting to run out of things to do, it's a nice play. Very nice flash delete there by ARM-LX.
No, did you see the top right corner? What's over there behind Skull Woods?
Uh-oh.
The dam!
Ooh, that's really bad for Crystal Roller Crew, unless Skull, Swamp is a pendant and we never need to touch it.
It's not too bad because ARM-LX,
no, they
has
both
the
done
items.
it. Yeah,
they already do. Ooh. So, Zaphico's heading there right now.
Yeah, I guess, when you start running out of things to do something. But that's a lot of extra dipping over to the Skullwoods area by Crystal Roller Crew that Psyduck-Psychos is not going to have to do. Now, interestingly enough, if Swamp ended up being a pendant with nothing in it, then it actually ends up being a potential time save if Crystal Roller Crew never actually got here.
The front of Turtle Rock.
Oh, hey, we can do these 3 checks.
And at some point in time, we'll figure out what this entire logic is supposed to be.
All right, let's see what we got in the first chest. Bombos, okay.
Bombos really doesn't do anything except for just give us another way to kill things by fire.
Yeah, I like it for the cold stare fight, especially if you have to conserve a little bit of magic, but yeah.
Because according to our tracker, we are going to need Ether for both Turtle Rock and Misery Mire.
Which 3 of our 4 runners do have. And of course, medallions, the most likely medallion to come into play, honestly, in an entrance mode is Bombos, but we already have Fire Rod for Ice Palace, so it's not coming into play there.
Mirror!
Ooh, a mirror in Turtle Rock. That's really nice. ARM-LX doesn't have to Death Warp now. That's good. Oh, look where Turtle... Oh, boy.
Yes, it is.
So that's in logic because we can get to it from the TR East with the Cane of Samaria. But that's it's not ideal. That's not the ideal way to get there. Oh, interesting. Taking the whirlpool back to the lumberjack area.
This is probably a check spiral cave. Yeah, this is totally a check spiral. No, yep, this is a check spiral cave.
Yeah, now Crystal Roller Crew, I don't think has been in Ice Palace yet.
Yeah,
no
neither of them have.
So this'll get this, the big key for
Flippers under the water.
Oh, that's so gross.
All right, so that's where all of our logic is.
Yeah, so Zaphical not just goes and does all the flipper stuff, and ARM-LX probably, I would take this big key to Ice Palace, honestly, especially with the Cane of Samaria.
And we're gonna get 4 new chicks coming up here from Psyduck.
Or Zaphagil is smarter than me and says, you know, I'm gonna do Swamp Palace right now.
Yeah, because a certain glitches in logic, or not in logic, but certain glitches allowed. We do not need the hammer to beat this dungeon. We can find out a lot of information about where this hammer can be, or maybe the hammer's right here. No, it's not. That would have been funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened.
It has. I remember races where it's happened.
Oh, hey, we found a laser bridge for Crackerator. Swamp Big Key.
Swamp Big Key. The best big key out there.
The fetch quest big keys, all, yeah. 3 out of 4 have been found. Technically, Ice Palace is only is a fetch quest big key just because of the of glitches. Same thing with the Tower of Hera big key.
All right, Tracy, I'm going to ask you this question. What is your least favorite big key?
Swamp Palace. Oh, Ice. Ice might be my least favorite. Like, Swamp Palace is bad, but I tend to use it to skip left side swamp. Oh, hey, I don't have the swamp big key. I'll have 3 checks to come back for instead of 1. Ice Palace big key. Ugh, how many times have we both had things in Ice Palace big chest after we beat Ice Palace?
Too many times. I think my DM history with certain people is a mile long with that.
Yeah, you and I have both had that. We've had that discussion together. Now we have Yoshi and Armlux pulling the dam at almost the same time.
And Zaph is over here, left side swamp coming up.
Crackerito is about to find the mirror.
Which will be huge for them.
Ooh, pet check. Yeah.
Yeah, right, I expected it.
Oh, and a small key on left side. See, never do left side.
Such a great reward.
Even though it's faster, it's still slow. That was the thing that I remember when Diver Down first came out, and everybody was for a while everybody was just doing left side swamp because it was faster, but it was still slow, and I just refused. Like, no, it's still slow. It's just not as slow.
And our Alex is going to be heading into this Ice Palace.
All right, now we find out if there's a hammer in the big chest. Let's hope not.
If there's a hammer in the big chest, that is bad news here for the Psyduck-Psychos.
Mm-hmm. That is the worst thing that you can find there. There are other things that Armlux could get there that would be very good for Crystal Roller Crew, but would not destroy Psyduck-Psychos, like an important big key or something, because they're not going to send Yoshi in there just for a lamp. Yoshi won't go there until he has the big key. And hopefully the hammer as well, because, there's just not that much left there. Armlux will have the advantage of having the Cane of Samaria and the hookshot for this. So he will be able to get this extra check. Oh, Eastern Palace, big key in Swamp. Okay, so no hammer in Eastern Big Chester on Armos.
And we haven't even found Eastern yet.
No, we haven't. Armlux has a bow. Where did he get that bow? Oh, an icebreaker chest. Oh, that's big. I mean, Psyduck-Psychos is not going to miss that bow because, they'll come back to Ice Palace and do it with the icebreaker, and they'll get that bow. But it does mean Crystal Roller Crew, Armlux in particular. Well, between the two of them, they have full clearable ice Eastern Palace.
One thing I will note, though, these two teams are going to have to start being mindful of bottle in the big chest. These two teams are going to be mindful of where the other their teammate is as far as crystal counts are concerned. Yep. Because if this is a crystal for Zap, that means Zap will have 3 crystals to RMLX's 0.
Yeah,
And the
that's
same
not
thing over
ideal.
on your bottom right with Yoshi and Crackerito.
Yeah, it's not ideal. You kind of want to be closer together. It is average time for the win. Okay, Armlux done in Ice Palace. A little surprised Zaf didn't pick up the Tempered Sword before heading into Swamp Palace. That fight is easier with being able to slash instead of spin, or single slash instead of spin or double slash. Powder
Alright, so
on another place the hammer won't be on the Magic Bat.
yeah, I think you're right about that one.
So powder on Argus, and those flippers were required. It is a crystal swamp, so good that all our runners have found the dam.
And another bottle has been located for Crackerito, and Zap's about to go pick up the mirror. And we just checked the floating island. Apparently it wasn't anything important.
Yeah, this mirror just opens up everything on the mountain now.
Yoshi finding the flippers. Alright, so our last pendant is either desert or ice.
Oh, our tracker Pichu saying the big key of Hera was on the floating island, so TBD on that importance. You talk about your fetch quest
nothing.
big keys? Yeah.
It's nothing. What big key? Zap has already finished Hera.
And we have a spike cave that no one can do yet because we're still missing a hammer. Besides big keys, that hammer is the only thing left.
Pretty much. I mean, boots would open up some new locations for us.
I mean, everybody wants boots. Like, no question about that.
I don't want boots.
You don't want boots?
No.
Okay. I'll take your boots then.
Go right ahead. Sick Dad located here in Hyrule Castle. Zap doesn't have a
Zap
bottle.
doesn't have a bottle. Armalix has 2 bottles and Zap has none. Oh,
Zapico's saying to Armalix right now, can I borrow a bottle?
yeah. Too bad it doesn't work that way.
This isn't multi-world.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, this isn't multi-world. That'd be really neat if right now it's just not practical to do multi-world for Link to the Past only as a race in League, but someday maybe. That'd be a fun mode to have as a co-op mode.
Alright, so Zap finished off for the top of Hyrule Castle checks. Order of operations, unfortunate for Zap here.
So, chat mentioning that Bat could have hammer even in the vanilla spot, but in this case it cannot because it's behind the hammer on Argus.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
it being behind the hammer in Swamp.
Yeah, Crackerito's
the
in
main-
Swamp right now.
the main thing.
He's got just a heart container. Okay, so Crystal Roker not going to be missing that heart container. He's also going to get the small key over on the left side.
I don't think Armalix wanted to go downstairs. But at this point, might as well just roll the punches and do this.
Yeah, he's probably just going to go ahead and finish this dungeon and get the big chest out of the way to find out if Zafkill needs to get there. Zaf finding... I think that's the first time that Crystal Roker crew has seen the back of Skullwoods. He'll probably do it once he does whatever he's planning. Oh, he's going to get the... Oh, maybe not. This is where one of the swords were. Yeah, he's going to go get that Tempered Sword and then probably go do Moth.
Yeah. While Armalix has tiles hurled at him. All for rupees.
Yeah, Zafkill grabbing that extra small key from the guard.
Sometimes keys matter.
Yeah, it can.
I can think of one place we hadn't found that will drain your key count.
Yep.
Two places, actually.
Pod can just never be found. It's just... No. GT can be a bit of a key hog too, of course, but you can do everything with 2.
Those are the 2 main places I'm thinking of. All right, does Zaph have to go back into the Tower of Hera?
Nope.
No. I mean, yes, if he wants the true legacy of 24 hearts.
Well, I mean, if you do all the take any's, you take all the hearts, it's actually hard not to end up with 20 hearts.
Exactly.
24 hearts, yeah, that's hard to know for sure that you got all of them. Because they don't give you extra when you with the take any's. That's why I've begun to wait on the bottles, because those blue potions end up being more useful in the end for me than the extra hearts do.
All right, so Zaph has now finished off his 4th, and Armalex has just finally picked up the first crystal.
Yeah, this is where if I'm Crystal Road Crew, if I'm Zaphakil, I'm saying to Armalex, you need to just start clearing these dungeons, and I need to do more exploration while you're doing that.
Yeah, this is where the person with the crystal lead needs to be the main explorer.
Yeah,
and there's one place.
Yeah, same thing on Psyduck-Psychos, because Yoshi's 3-1 or 3 to almost 1.
And there's one place that these runners have not touched yet that I'm starting to think has something.
And where is that?
Misery Mire, which is located at the library.
Right, because we have a hook shot, we have a fire source, we can do everything, but yeah, we don't have a big key. But that's 6 items, and Misery Mire likes to have things in it. Oh, and somewhere Crackerito got a gold sword.
Yeah, Laser Bridge.
Ah.
Eastern, located at the Mimic Cave.
Yeah, Zaphakil's the one without the bow. So yeah, I don't blame him for not. Yeah, when Eastern is a terrible dungeon to double dip because the back, like there's no shortcut to the back. You're just taking the same route twice, and if you know where the things are to beat it, just go get the things to beat it, and then go beat it in one go.
And that's why Zaph is now going
TR
left to TR right. It's going to go into Ice Palace and get that bow.
Yep, I think that's exactly right. I wonder if he'll get the lamp too. I don't know. It's a little further. It's not that much further in, but it is useful. But you have the fire rod, and it's pretty easy to do with just the fire rod. And the lamp will be available pretty easily when you go beat this dungeon. So yeah, I think I'd wait on the lamp and just get it when I beat the dungeon if I want it.
That's if we have to beat the dungeon. We don't know at this point.
That's true. That would be an argument to get it now, I suppose. But the biggest thing the lamp does for me personally, especially in this mode where you don't necessarily have to do this rail maze that Armalex is doing right now, makes torch glitch easier. Now we don't know if silvers are going to come up, and money being a potential issue. Having that lamp just for that is useful, but it is a bit further into this dungeon.
Zaph having mighty issues here with the icebreaker.
Yeah, that part where you have to hold the controller at a diagonal, just every once in a while the controller just says no, and that's what it looked like to me.
And there's the bow, and Zaph will continue on.
Yeah, I guess he does want that. I mean, I don't blame anybody for wanting the lamp for dark rooms and such. It does, like, this amount of time, he probably at worst breaks even. Unless you have to do the dungeon. Oh, there's that big key. You need that. Well, yeah. The big key to Ganon's Tower is another one. That's a maybe. You don't know that you need it.
I'm more talking about the TR laser bridge being at the pyramid.
Oh god, yeah.
I guess we don't really care much about the 5-6 after all.
Nope.
And Sick Kid's just gonna give us a little bit of love. Alright, there's the lamp for Zaph.
Okay.
I guess getting the Ganon's Tower big key is
Yeah, once you're getting the Ganon's Tower big key as well, then the lamp isn't much further. And we don't know that we need the Ganon's Tower big key, but we don't know that we don't. And if it turns out that ice is a pendant, and it turns out the Ganon's Tower big key is required, that is a huge time loss having to go back and get it for Zafakil.
And
So,
we don't know.
Yeah,
if
I agree with going further the way he did.
And we have not even seen that yet. We have not even seen the Ganon's Tower location.
Classic co-op mistake for Armalix. Anybody who's played co-op has done this. I know where the item is, therefore I have it. As he tried to go into Swamp Palace without the flippers.
Oh wait, you need this to beat the dungeon.
Yeah. We've all done it. Fortunately, the flippers are just one screen away, so it wasn't too much of a time loss. Meanwhile, Zafakil's going to go ahead and clear out Eastern.
And this is where you probably say, hey, maybe the other bow is here, but I can't take that gamble.
Yeah, like if Zafakil can full clear this. If the other bow is here, and Armalix hadn't already gotten the bow in Ice Palace, then he could have just skipped it. Or waited for it.
Palace of Darkness has been located.
Oh, baby. That's 13
hot
available
spicy
chests.
items.
Yoshi only has one key. Oh no, is that one or two?
Oh, Boots!
Okay. But yeah, this. I'm telling you, Pod in Retrons is just a horrible dungeon. It's a horrible, horrible dungeon.
Oh, it's on the other side of Bumper.
Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, he's just gonna leave because he just doesn't have enough small keys to do that much, and they haven't found the bow yet, so. And maybe the only thing in there is Boots, though. It is a pendant. Wait, they haven't done Mini Moldorm Cave on Psyduck-Psychos? Or was there something in here that we missed? Or were there keys? I wonder if there are keys in here.
I think there were universals, yeah. Yeah, there you go. There's your two universals.
Yep, 3. That gives Yoshi 3 keys. That can get you most of Pod. And let's face it, when you go into Pod and Retrons, you just expect to find at least 1 or 2 small keys in there.
As we've crossed the 1 hour mark, this is game number 1 of the championship series of the Open League. The Crystal Roller Crew, the Psyduck-Psychos. A big thank you to Pichu and Stereo X for doing the tracking for us. You mentioned it before, they are the MVPs. And in Red Trench, with so much is happening, they need to be MVPs.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 of the best tracking for us, so I'm not worried about them. But yeah, we can't do it without them. Not sure we've seen anything. I haven't really been watching Zafakil as closely as I should, but I've not seen anyone go any chat going crazy for items in Eastern Palace. So.
Well then, Tracy, you missed everyone going so bananas for the 50 rupees that Zap picked up in the Eastern big chest, in the big key chest, that is.
Yeah, nice to know you can skip that if you're Armalix.
Crystal number 2, Forearm LX.
Oh, hey, remember there was a big key on this torch? Unfortunately, Crackerito's not the one that can go get it. I think he's got like 7 small keys, so he'll be able to get a whole bunch of things in Pod. Except he just wasted one. I don't remember what was over on the desert right side, but he opened the door and then turned around and left.
Oh, goodness, I can't remember, but Crackerito now with the more keys, and we'll be going to get those boots.
Yep. And probably clear this as well. In Retrons, I actually grab the 20 rupees whenever I see them, by the way, just because you just want to get all... I mean, 5s I probably still leave on the floor, but the 20s kind of add up after a while. I mean, it's 2 arrows, right?
That's right. There's the boots for Crackerito. And Arm LX is going to be finishing off Skull Woods while Zaf Let's see where Zaf heads off to. Oh, Yoshi's in Meyer, the place I thought we were going to find some progression.
Yeah, no, I like the plays here on the side of Psyduck-Psychos. This is a good choice. They don't have that out of logic bow yet, so they can't do quite as much. They can't do Eastern. We'll see if Crackeroo decides to sequence break the right side. I think normally that's what you see. He should still have a potion of some sort. Or maybe he just likes, a lot of people can just do the mimic clip without the potion.
And Zaf is in Meyer as well, without the boots.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate because it's going to be a little slower for him. He will still be able to do everything because, Meyer just needs a hook shot to get in. And a fire source to do the left side.
Mimic clip here, or mimic or potion glitch rather, for Crackerito. Yoshi on the bottom finds the ice rod.
And that's in logic because it's reference and universal small keys. Like if this were regular cross keys and I find an ice rod behind 3 small keys to Meyer and it's pendant Trinex, I'm not touching Trinex until I have all 3 small keys to Meyer. There was nothing over on this right side, though, for Crackerito.
Armalek's going to be finishing up with Eastern, and all of a sudden, take a look at the crystal count over on your left side.
Yeah.
They are just starting to get a lot of crystals put together.
Yeah, 8 crystals for them, whereas Psyduck-Psychos only have the 3. Oh, no, sorry, 5. 5 crystals. But it's a bit of a lead. The boots may help, and if there's something important in this pod, that could also make a difference. Something other than the boots in this pod.
Yeah, the boots are nice, and the boots could still lead to something. Like, again, we have not found the place with the most amount of items, which would be Ganon's Tower.
That's right. And we do have a big key, and the small key logic isn't relevant because it's retrons. So we have all the things to do everything in GT, except we don't have a hammer for the left side. That's still a lot you can do. There's still a bunch of items on the right side. I mean, I think there's only 11 items on that boot side. So, sorry, on the hammer side.
All right, so that's
a
nice transport flute right there for Yoshi.
Yeah, Zafka will get that soon. The flute very rarely comes into play as a logical item in entrance modes, but it sure is nice to have. Every once in a while, the game
Crackerito does not have the big key.
Oh, to pod? Oh, that's so bad.
And that was in Hookshot Cave. And that will do it for Crackerito. And Desert is the other pendant. We are going to need to get that hammer to finish Ice Palace.
Yep. So hammer is hard required today. We almost had the hammerless lead. If Ice Palace had been that last pendant, we could have actually gone without.
Yeah, but dreams had to come squish to an end. Zaf loading up on the keys. Armalek's going to be scoping out the desert area, which we saw just a little bit ago from Psyduck-Psychos. Magic bat going to be checked here. We know this cannot be the hammer.
Okay, so let's go back and talk about what do we need besides that hammer. Wait, do we need anything besides? We don't.
No.
Right? No.
We need the Meyer. We need the Meyer big.
We need Meyer big. Okay. I know when I'm in this situation, I'm sure hoping to find that Meyer big key before I find the hammer. Although the hammer doesn't open up as much as it could. Like there's a couple entrances that opens, one of which is also behind the mitts, which we haven't seen yet.
And Crackerito's about to get that ice, or not the ice, the Palace of Darkness big key.
Yeah, does he go back and well, he can't beat it. The bow is still not in logic. We have not found the other bow.
Based on Crackerito's routing through there, does Yoshi have the pod big?
It's not marked.
Because Crackerito only opened 2 specific chests in that hookshot
he
cave.
must have it. Oh, hey, look!
He found!
Oh, boy. Yeah, Yoshi must have that pod big.
And there's the green pendant for Yoshi.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so the main thing at this point, just, Crystal Roku is essentially an Eastern Palace up in terms of the clears. Although Crackerito, Crackerito should be doing Thieves Town. Yoshi should be the one doing the GT checks. Although Crackerito found GT, so it gets a little bit awkward.
It just feels like Crackerito is just trying to hold off on that hammer before going into Thieves Town to finish that.
Yeah, and that might be the thing, because we know there's nothing in Thieves Town other than what could possibly be in the big chest. But yeah, it's if you gotta find that Meyer big key would just be so huge, just because then that's the one thing the hammer opens that you don't want to deal with.
So Hashrula gives us the final bottle.
Oh baby.
And Zap is about to find this GT as well.
Yeah, and Zap is ahead on. Well, he's only now 1 crystal ahead, just that Thieves Town. Armalex is no doubt waiting for the hammer as well. His GT will be a little bit slower. He's gonna have to do a bomb jump to get to the. Well, not have to. The game has the floor that you can light up, but bomb jump is faster. Won't be able. But won't be. The point is, he won't be able to bonk.
Just a whole bunch of love there in the compass room.
Mm-hmm. It was something to Ice Palace, probably their compass or map.
Okay. Here's going to be a question that I think we need to have resolved sometime the next minute and a half to 2 minutes. Does Yoshi have the Eastern Big?
I don't know. Where was
because
the Eastern Big?
If Yoshi doesn't have the Eastern Big, this is an unfortunate double dip. Well, it's already going to be a double dip because he doesn't have the bow.
And there's no bow in here. I always get nervous with Eastern if I don't have bow or big key, just because I don't want to turn into a triple dip. Oh yeah, Yoshi hasn't done Swamp yet. It wouldn't be a bad idea for him to clean that up. Just get some crystals done.
One of the best maps in the game, Hyrule Castle.
Everybody's favorite. Give me the GT map over here on the Armos items and nice start with the bombs there.
Yeah, nice decision right there. Obviously, this is going to be a better fight for Zaf if he chooses to go with the bow, but I mean, money does talk.
Yeah, if Crackerita had powder, I think you're better off just making sure you come in here with sword beams. Just powder that anti-fairy and drop down and just fire a bunch of sword beams. I don't know. I don't often get here with a gold sword and not a bow. I don't know about you. That doesn't happen very often for me.
Boomerang
Master
found.
Sword, yes. I'll get here with Master Sword, and then I really, really want sword beams because for reasons the game coded it so that the Master Sword actually does less damage than Fighter Sword.
Zaf running into the issue that the
I hate this bomb jump so much.
enemy decides it's going to come over, and it doesn't really care what you want to do.
Not at all. Did we get anything in GT? It's a shield on the torch. Yay.
Regrets.
We're gonna steal the key. We can't do anything else. You can
We got
sequence break
regrets.
the left side without a hook shot, but you can't sequence break the left side without a hammer.
So Zap's going to be able to do something that Crackerito chose not to do because we have an out of logic bow.
Yeah, Zafko could climb.
And Armelex is doing it.
I don't love this because it can't. Well, okay. This is why I don't like progressive bows. Because the other bow could be chilling somewhere accessible, and now this is in logic. Otherwise, it's behind the hammer, and then you know the only thing that can be up here is Misery Mire Big Key.
I think both of these runners will find themselves in misery if that does turn out to be the fact. All right. Swamp Palace coming up here for Yoshi.
Yeah, this won't take him long. Cracker already cleared this out.
And now for more boot checks. Right now, Psyduck-Psychos needs the boots to lead to something.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, if the boots don't lead to anything, it may very well be the Crystal Royal Crew just never finds them. But if you don't need them, you can just beat the game without them. A little more common in keys modes that you don't need the boots.
Spectacle Rock Bottom, one of our force outs.
Oh, but Zaf is about to find Pod.
And
let's see how
Armalex
many
will be
keys.
being told where those boots are.
Yeah, 7 keys. He's got plenty of keys to do all this.
And now Yoshi finding the Eastern Big.
And he's got the Pod Big, so that could be a big play. Unfortunately, Armalux can't just drop everything and go get the boots because he's already at the top of GT. Fortunately, he does not have to kill Agatu because we know what's in the back.
Yeah. At this stage, you do it after you're done getting these 4 checks.
Yep. The mushroom? Why? Why, game?
Because this game loves you. That's all I've got, Tracy. Game loves you.
Yeah. I got nothing.
And that's
Alright,
it for
so that's what we got.
Armalex.
That is what we got, and if you're Armalex, you have to turn that in and find out if it was worth anything. We have seen the potion shop, right? Hey, there's
Yes,
a
it's
shield
that
that's never
Spectacle
getting
Rock.
picked up. We're gonna steal this key. Alright, Zafkill making his way through Pod, mostly interested in what's in the big chest, since we already saw everything else. And as I was
Yoshi.
saying, remember how I was saying there was always small keys in Pod? Yeah, Zaf just got one. Veterans will, there's always like 2 or 3 small keys just in Pod.
A little more easier when you have universals, but yeah.
Alright, so Armalex is going to go ahead and turn this mushroom. I imagine this also buys time for Zaf to finish more of Pod. And so Armalex might be just able to get the boots and run.
And Crackerito heading what appears to be back into the Palace of Darkness.
Now we're just actually going to go ahead and check the potion shop, get that mushroom figured out immediately, and then by then Zaf will be done with Pod, and Armalex will know that he doesn't have to do anything but.
Okay. Yoshi caught himself. I thought he was about to walk right by that bow.
That would have been really bad. And still no hammer, so it's just the one. Yeah, he's going for this in the big chest.
All right, what do we have inside the potion shop? Bottom left corner.
5 rupees. Half
Skip
an arrow.
GT.
Half an arrow.
Skip GT. All right,
Never
simultaneous bomb jumps.
It's never.
Let's
it's
go.
never the GT climb, except when I last locate it.
Zap gets it first. It's vanilla.
Wow. Okay, so Armlux now has to go to Pod to do 2 things. I'll need 2 keys to do it.
Vanilla hammer. In game number 1
Well,
of
and
this
our runner's
championship
hitting it.
series.
I mean, wasn't Crackerito doing that bomb jump too? Oh, okay, good. I was gonna say he must have gotten that hammer as well. It's funny that the teams got it simultaneously. Oh yeah, there's that. Yeah, somebody go into desert and get that torch big key. Chat reminding us that is a thing that does exist.
No, it doesn't. It's just a figment of their imagination.
Oh, I see how that works.
All right, so mimics lead us to the other mail upgrade.
All right, now, actually, I think Yoshi has the blue mail. I just don't know with his sprite. It's hard to say, but I recall him picking it up.
And if I am to be fully honest here, I think at this point, the Crystal Roller crew could be in a decent position here, especially considering how close they are in crystal counts.
Yeah. But it's all depends on where that Meyer Big Key is, and yeah, I'm surprised. Okay, Yoshi's gonna go check this torch key right now. Okay, no, he's not. Yoshi, go get the big key on the torch. I mean, maybe we missed someone picking it up and it was not a key that we cared about. I don't know. We're also missing the desert big key.
Yeah, that's the key we don't want to see.
Yep. Although we haven't seen back a desert, it would really just open up the big chest. It was a big key.
I'd probably want to go back in and see when we first got into desert at this point in time. But that was a while ago.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that's very easy to forget.
Armolek's about to get the mail upgrade. Simultaneous H-room discoveries. 20 rupees. Everyone's got their hammer now.
Yay. Everybody's looking for a Meyer Big Key now. It's a map on the desert torch. Okay. Thank you, Ikir, for checking the VOD.
Trackers are our MVPs. Our viewers are also MVPs as well.
Well, and Ikir is one of our trackers as well, and always does a great job when he tracks for us.
Yes, indeed. I mean, we could sit here and thank all of the trackers that have come along and helped us out throughout the entire league season, but we don't have enough time for that because we would need a lot of time to go through all the great names of people, and I know I would forget somebody.
Alright, we're gonna have Crackerud and Cold Stare just before Zafakil.
And just 5 rupees.
Not the answer. We know the answer is not Turtle Rock. Because Yoshi's already done that. Let's see, what else do we have? We have not found the back of desert, but we don't have the big key to that anyway. There's... Helmasaur King. We've full cleared pod for everything else.
There's also left side of GT, which Armalex is going to be checking right now.
That's where you go first.
This is the money play.
We're going to skip the shield. I always like
Why?
the red shield. Because the red shield's pretty, and the mirror shield's big. And yeah, actually, I'm surprised Armalex isn't doing Thieves Town first. Now that you've got the hammer, can just full clear it and send Zafikil to GT instead. But yeah, let's see what Zafikil gonna do.
Probably one of those "it's on the way" type of moves here.
By the way, have we checked any of the tablets?
Yes.
Okay.
I know both teams have checked the Bombos tablet.
Okay.
And I want to say we had a universal key on the Ether tablet that was at least checked by one team.
Yeah, we're getting some boots checks over here. Spec Rock Cave from the bad side, and I think we've seen the bottom of that anyway. Did Armalex just skip the map chest? That seems kind of odd.
Key count.
I can't even see how many keys he has.
That's 0.
So bad.
That is a 0.
That is a 0. Oh, that's too bad. So Zafikil can go in behind him to get the one check that Armalex will not be able to get. Armalex needs a key though, because if you're gonna do Thieves Town, you need a small key to get to that big chest.
All right, it is not in those checks.
So where does... I guess Armalex just goes and buys a key and then goes to Thieves Town?
Makes sense. That is definitely something you're going to be tracking. And as you can see, Zaf is immediately going to this, and we're going to find that it is a key for a key!
So if Armalex just does it, he would have gotten refunded his key. That's pretty good. Alright.
By the way, if you're enjoying the Championship Series, Game 2 tomorrow morning. I think you said it was, what, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Central European.
And 20 rupees in the big chest of Thieves Town. Crackerito finally shows us. Okay, so we still have Helmasaur. What else do we have? We haven't found Mitts. Mitts would open up things.
So, I have another answer for you, Tracy.
Yes.
Spike.
Oh, we do have Spike Cave. Yuck. Zafikil is going to go ahead and kill Trinix. We know this isn't the answer. Yoshi in GT. We know this isn't the answer. No, Spike Cave is a very reasonable play, and you know, at 15 hearts for Zaf, you don't even need the safety items. You can just go through and get the item just using your health. You actually even have 1 heart of leeway, because 14 hearts is the number you need to be able to do it safely.
Zaf is saying no to the sword.
I mean, he's on tempered, and not that big a deal. I personally like to have a gold sword, but... You know, and this is actually one of the fights where it helps, is the Trinix fight. More so than even the Ganon fight. This and Cold Sear are the ones where that gold sword really shines.
Yoshi climbing, going to get that mushroom.
Yeah, and sadly that mushroom ends up being nothing. And Armalex gonna find out that waiting for the big chest did not matter.
And Crackerito is going to get into Skull to finish off that dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, on Psyduck-Psycho side, Crackerito probably should just be clearing the dungeons that he needs to clear, and let Yoshi do the extra exploration because he's behind everybody in terms of dungeons.
Yeah, and that is something that does come into play when we take a look at the end results. I mean, if you are so far behind your your teammate that you're still exploring stuff
Mm-hmm.
when you should be cleaning up dungeons, it does show in the time results.
It does. Okay,
Because I know there's that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I just know that there's that theory that says, you know what? It's average time, so if I go fast and I beat this game as fast as I possibly can, it's going to result in... I was wondering what Yoshi was doing there. Oh, we're
yeah,
setting
he
up
just-
that. Oh, right, I
That's his
see what
first.
we're doing.
That's Zafka's first bottle. So there we go. What is? Oh, Yoshi's at on the climb. And...
But there's some thoughts about how, with the average times, that if you go fast, it's going to offset with your teammate. Well, sometimes you could think that, but if your teammate gets held up, your average is going to suffer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Cracker. Okay, he's got ice, and Yoshi doesn't. So it's actually not so far behind as I was thinking. In fact, he's gonna go do Eastern right now.
Right now, Crystal Count, it is looking at 10 for Psyduck-Psychos. And over on the other side, we are looking at what appears to be 11. So it's not that much of a difference. All right, SPIKE.
Oh.
Simultaneous spikes.
Well, yeah.
Hold it. Hold it. Go. Hold. It's a universal small key.
So that was a little bit dangerous just because Armlux is right there, right? And if it had been the answer, then he would have had to follow in. But since it turns out to just be the universal small key, no harm, no foul. It's fine. Is Armlux still running around with 0 small keys? I'm trying to think what small keys he even needs at this point. If I guess 1 for Helmasaur if that became the answer. 1 for Desert if that... No, he wouldn't need any for Desert because the keys are all there for him. Meyer, depends on which pot keys he's picked up. If he's picked up any, he might not need any. So he might not actually need any more small keys unless Helmasaur is the answer.
It is not every time that you see somebody struggling with limited money at this hour 31-minute stage of the run.
the hour 31
Houlihan. The 131 Houlihan strat.
Just to get a key.
Oh yeah, welcome to Retrance, everyone. Enjoy Retrance. This is the last time you're seeing it in League this season.
Honestly, the need for this money situation, even if Zafika finds silver somewhere, Armlux just there's no reason to pick him up. He can't afford to use them. That's really funny.
All right, Helmasaur King coming up here for Zaf. This is one of our last remaining options. And let's just get it out there. Who here in chat wants to see this be the mid so we can just toss these runners further down this
Honestly,
spiraling path?
It's probably a little more likely it's the mids to open a bunch of things up than it is to be the Meyer Big Key. Now, the Meyer Big Key being here would mean that the mids would most likely be either in the Meyer Big Chest or on Vitreous. So, so both will open enough things to still have things, if that makes sense.
Hey, Arm, don't spend your rupees that you just drained yourself down to get. Yeah, I look at Zafka, even at 1,100 rupees there. That's
That's a huge chunk of change if he decides to do a Vitreous Silver's kill.
So if you're just tuning in, we are looking for the Mire Big. That is really all we are looking for. We have not seen Desert back, which could still be the answer if we get the mitts.
Mitts opens up a few entrances. We do have access to the Mire area, so the mitts only open up Hammer Pegs and...
2 entrances.
Yeah, Hammer Pegs and Ice Palace Vanilla and Turtle Rock Vanilla. I think that's it. It just doesn't open up a ton of things.
All right, Helmassar King is down, and it will give us the big key to desert.
No.
Oh!
Oh no. Okay, so what's in the desert big chest? We haven't found the back of desert. That's irrelevant.
Now, luckily, we can go back into our portal and check desert right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works out really well.
We can go back into the portal and check desert right away, but we're just going to float up to 1 and check it that way.
Where's Desert West? Because Desert West is going to be a quicker run.
It's here on the mountain.
No, it's probably about the same, depending on where. Yeah, this is probably a little faster. I don't know. It's not the type of thing that one normally times, right?
Somebody time this, please. Get structural mic on line 1. All right, we head to the big chest outside of this desert. Tracy, what do we have inside?
I think it's going to be the mitts. Silvers. Well, okay, what else do we have? Well, at least Zafricil is the one with the money. So I'm actually a little surprised Armalix is going for this big key. Although, I mean, I'm surprised he's not doing Ice Palace. Just get that done. The big key is only relevant if we find the entrance to desert.
All right. Oh, there's desert back. At the Paradox exit. We must have missed that after we got the mirror.
Yeah, probably.
All right, Tracy, another chance for the Mitch to show up.
It cannot be Ped. We've checked Ped, and Ped is rupees.
Yep, it's just Couch Cast. Please move along. All right, 1 silver, 2 silver, 3 silver. We're down. Tracy, what do we got?
A big key. Oh, that's the one.
There it is.
The key we need. So Armalix is going to need to kill this Helmasaur.
All right, so Crystal, Roller Crew in Go mode needs to still finish the ice for Zaf, or rather Armalix needs to finish the ice and then get into Mire. So Armalix is just a little bit behind, but I think right now Zaf is in position, definitely in position to be the first finisher.
Yeah, for sure.
All this to take a 1-0 series lead in this best-of-3 series. Game 2 tomorrow morning. Hopefully you can join us here in the Speed Gaming family. Speed Gaming 2, I believe it's where it's going to be tomorrow. 10 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central European time. We'll have some great commentary on that match. This will be my final commentary in League with you.
Oh, yeah, same.
For the season.
But we have another tournament, another completely unrelated tournament coming up that I'm sure we'll get some races in together.
Yes, indeed. Next to the major tournaments will probably be Cross Keys coming up this summer, since the main tournament's not going to be until the fall. And then, of course, League announcing that they will not be doing their upcoming Season 7 until next spring. I can't believe how broke RMLX is.
Yeah, not a lot of money there. That's why he didn't pick up the silvers. There's no reason. He can't afford to use them anyway.
You'd be able to menace Ganon with one silver arrow. One.
Now, we'll see what Zaptical decides to do for the Vitreous fight. Now, one thing you can do for the Phase 2, I don't see this a lot from runners, but the one silver arrow shot actually does a large enough damage by itself that you could do the second phase with one silver arrow and 2 regular arrows and save a bit of cash.
Yeah, Zap's got enough money. We're just going to double silver.
Yep.
Although we did throw 50 rupees. Oh, there's the bits!
I mean, the myths had to either be there in the big chest, so.
There we go. All is right with the world, friends.
Yeah. Yeah, Yoshi also skipping the silvers. In his case, it's probably, I mean, in both cases, it's a time consideration. But he could afford to use them if he wanted to.
Yeah,
he has enough he has enough money to fire 4 shots at Ganon. Might choose to use them here, though, instead. You
just got to hope that you get all of your 4 shots onto Ganon.
Yep. So, yeah, we're going to see a couple of silverless fights. Which, you know, right. I have it on good authority that all these runners have done before.
Yeah, I think you're right. Alright, so RMLX is going to head over towards Misery Mire. Doesn't have Ice marked down, so...
No, I don't think he's done Ice.
You can do both of those right in the same general area.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that tournament we're talking about that's coming up, they wish they could go without the silvers. A little bit different there.
All right. Get into stage 4. 2 parts of the floor tackled down for Zaf. Ice Palace is located in Kakariko Village at the Sick Kids' home, so it's just around the corner. Ganon is located at Useless Ferry. Alright. Silver hit number 1 and lost another 50 rupees.
Yeah,
Silver hit number 2.
To listen to that money go.
Gonna switch over to the lamp just to be safe there. Waits for Ganon to move. And Zaf. There it is, the final hit on Ganon, the first of the 4 runners done. RMLX setting up spooky action. So that's a G for Zaf and the Crystal Roller crew.
All right, finishing up with an official race time of 1:41:51.
And if you see that as the Psyduck-Psychos, you know you're on the clock. You have to hurry.
Yeah, the Psyduck-Psychos have the, at least what's going for them is they're both in Mire, that's all they have to do. And so they're really close to each other. And so they're going to be looking for that 1-4-2-3 finish.
Yeah, and we are setting ourselves up for that potential here. So the question comes in then, who finishes second and how far back?
Yep.
Because that will determine how much time RMLX has to finish off with Ice Palace. I mean, we're just going to switch over to the cape and just dash.
That works pretty good, especially with Gold Sword. Gold Sword cape kill is just so fast.
And just arrow all of the remaining of our money away to get those mitts.
Yay, mitts.
Alright, so RMLX still needs to do Ice Palace. That is the clock that we're taking a look at. This is going to get rather exciting as we make our way through the final section of this race. Crystal grab for Crackerito. And thankfully with Icebreaker, Ice Palace isn't a huge time. It's just how much time does Armalex have for this Ganon fight?
I mean, Go Mode Ice Palace has always been fast. Back in the days for Icebreaker, it was the thing you held out for. Can I get Go Mode Ice Palace?
All right, Kakariko heading over towards Ganon. Yoshi's going to be there faster because of the flute.
Yeah, we're gonna have simultaneous Ganon fights on the Psyduck-Psycho side.
Although Kakariko should be finished for... Oh no, Kakariko does not have enough for the full silver kill.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's got 2 shots or 3, but...
It's 2, it's 109.
Mm-hmm.
Struggling with the Icebreaker Armalex.
Oh, this having to do this under pressure. Just
there you go.
Okay, he got it.
Simultaneous moves into... Oh, Yoshi has second stage 1. Didn't get enough hits on there. Or stage 2, that is.
Yeah, that's where the gold sword is really nice. It makes that much freer to get that 1-in-1.
It buys Armalex a little more time. Oh, I'm being told it's 189, not 109. All right, so 3 silvers.
8s and 0s especially look the same.
All right,
Yoshi being told the silver hours are in desert, in case he didn't already know.
All right, trying to be patient here, Kakariko. Trying to... Oh, that was close! To the top right. There we go. All right, there's our time measurement. G for Kakariko and Psyduck-Psychos as Armalex drops into the Cold Stare fight.
All right, and Kakariko finishing up with an official race time of 1:45:38. So I did the calculation. I want to say 3:47.
And the time starts now, 1:41:51.
All right.
As
now
Yoshi crosses the finish line. Now Armalex is on the clock.
Yeah, 1:45:59 for Yoshi.
So what was Kakariko's time?
1:45:38. I believe there's a 3:47 difference, so 1:49:36. Assuming I did all the math correctly, which I won't swear. But a little, he's got a little more than 3 minutes.
3:47 on the clock.
Yep.
So 1:48 or 1:49:46. That is the clock. 1:49:46.
A clean Ganon fight, and he should be okay.
The clock is running. Armalex. Gold sword, so this will be a 1-in-1. You gotta deal with the pressure of this at this stage. 1, 2, 3 are finished. Armalex now has 2.5 minutes to finish this fight. Should
so
have
so
this.
Good. You got plenty of magic. It's nice that the runners that didn't have the silvers are the ones that had the
got the hit. So that's 1 of 12. That's 2. That's gonna be 3 over there. Waits for the torch to go out. Uses the fire rod. 2 minutes remain. 4. And then we got 5. Missed time on that. It's going to lose that ability. Needs to get some hits on the Ganon.
Yeah,
halfway done.
For a second.
90 seconds. Gets the hit. That's it. And with that, the Crystal Roller Crew will take a 1-0 series lead in the Open Finals.
And we'll cross that bridge with an official race time of 1:48.41, with about a minute to spare for what he needed.
65 seconds to spare. Crystal Roller Crew wins the game.
And if this is anything, if this is any indication, we're gonna have some more really great play tomorrow, as Psyduck-Psychos will try to make this a 3-game series.
As we welcome in the race winners, the Crystal Roller Crew.
GG's, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this is, I see Pichu was tracking. This is the third entrance seed in a row I've played where if I saw someone post the seed somewhere, I would post do not play. And Pichu was involved in one of those. And these were all in the last 18 hours.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, I don't know. It was a bad seed. I think we probably could have done some stuff better. I kind of just caught up on dungeons at a point where it probably didn't make a ton of sense for me to do so because I didn't have boots yet. And my late game was a mess, but whatever. We sort of figured out what we needed to do at that time.
Zaf finishes 1, and then you see Crackerito and Ayoshi finishing 2-3. How nervous were you during that 3-minute span?
I felt okay because I knew we were over 3 minutes ahead, and getting to Ganon and killing Ganon, even if your Ganon is super sloppy with spins, is not going to take that long. It was just a don't fall situation, but you could see I was missing a few triples and stuff on Ganon that I probably could hit in the prac hack on a normal run, but just was not happening. Did get the cape spin, that was nice.
Yeah, that was a moment where I muted in Discord, pulled up average time calculator, punched it in, and was like, I'll let him know we have a minute to go. But like we saw the back-to-back, it was also kind of an affirmation that, like, probably something similar happened to them from what they were saying in the race room. And I don't know if the two of them will join. It sounds like they had boots a lot sooner, then the issue here too is that, like, the mirror gave us really large holes that were very difficult to dig out
does
of.
That.
Yeah, and I think even worse too, because we were at a point where we're like, we have 5 completable dungeons, pretty readily accessible, 2 dippable dungeons, and then even though the one bow that we had was substantially out of logic, you can easily trace a mid-game route where it's sort of a ping pong, right? So we started doing all these things, and it, finding pod and going, okay, crap, here's everything. Yeah, Rick, I hear you about to say something, so.
I wasn't really ready to say anything.
Okay, sorry.
Just noises going around me. But the one thing I do want to know is that you were the first one to get into Skull Woods to pick up the Canis Samaria and the hook shot.
That felt decent, and I'm not really surprised. Admittedly, I've not gotten a chance to watch those two play co-op cross keys because they're actually doing phenomenally in the co-op cross keys tourney. Arm and I kind of have a very particular style when it comes to co-op entrance, and a lot of it is like, he tends to do depth, I tend to do breadth, and that was one of those things where it's like, I'm just, like, Map Tracker early on is like, all right, I found a thing, I'm going to do a thing. And finding the hookshot, Samaria, and Fire Rod was reasonably nice, and then kind of let us do like a little bit of cleanup, right? Because we had the back of Skull Woods, which was kind of awkward to get to. He had Skull Woods big key, but
the Canis Samaria ended up being kind of significant because there were the two things that really helped your team out was having that Canis Samaria when you all dipped ice early, got you that bow early. And then the other thing that happened that was kind of interesting, like I think it was Zaf and Crackerito that were getting the hammer at the same time.
Yes.
That first dip into pod, was it Crackerito that it was in pod without the big key, I think? Cleared it, but couldn't do the big chest because no big key. So just kind of those little things that come up. The wrong person with the big key was in the dungeon, but unfortunately, they were having key issues too.
Okay, so you lied. No. You don't talk. You lied to me.
What?
You're like, I have money, I have resources, and at the hour mark, he's like, I'm broke. He's no. I wish I had recorded your audio, you lying bastard. Because at one point he's like, I have every 300 in the game, and I'm like, and I did Arrow game. I was like, okay, well, and at one point he's like, I don't have small keys. I'm like, how's your rupee situation?
Okay.
It's like, I have 400 rupees.
That's entirely on me on the GT climb, and one of the things I should have done is I should have got the cannonball chest that had 300 that you mentioned, but I just was not thinking about it because I was thinking about 8 other things. I mean, I had to mimic clip the GT climb, and I just was like, oh gosh, what are my resources? I forgot to get the small key off the mini Helmas, like just a lot of stuff up there.
Yeah, how was that 90-minute hula hand?
Yeah, that was amusing.
I could not think of a better way to get a small key, so I did that.
I mean, it's a reasonable way to do it, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the other option was I could have, if I hit the switch in ice, I end up plus a small key, and I could have done that at some point, but I didn't know if that would have been slower. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff in the last bit. Like, I walked out the wrong entrance of desert in the closing minutes, and I was just like, oh gosh, brain was off. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything early that was sort of interesting on this one. I mean, Zaf was saying this spot where he, like, found Samari in a hookshot. I just kind of let him just, like, I was just going to do stuff because I knew he was nowhere where I was, and then catch up on what had happened after the fact because he was on a little adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is one of those weird times where I feel like we are normally better about some of the catch-up that we have, but this was kind of an awkward case of just with, and to be fair, I have no idea what their mirror situation and everything kind of was like, but like I said, by the time we got to the mirror, like the 45-minute mark, we'd kind of just really dug our heels deep into this. Hopefully doesn't hurt us so bad, because we had awkward ways up to the mountain. The other thing too is the flute, right? Like, and the flute really didn't help any, but like finding at the hour 15-minute mark was like, well, if they got boots early, get flute, there's a little bit of mobility despite the save and quits. It was just really awkward to kind of, and like I think at one point, like I get to flute 5, go to Hyrule Castle, left, which is bridge, mirror, check that, go back out, waddle out, right, skull, like, and also get the sword. It's like things were just awkward enough, especially with non-conventional Dark World access, which normally you're like, oh, I don't really care. And with Sanket Pyramid, it's normally not too egregious, but it was, mobility was just out of reach for so much of the seed for us, it felt like.
The initial, and I don't remember the full details, but that initial connection chain just to get to the Dark World in the first place, and then the fact that you had to get your hookshot there to give you, reasonable starting Dark World access, because you could now get use the hookshot to get around was pretty disgusting. Let's just say.
Well, we didn't find I guess air quotes easy one of go from your junky start point at Link's house all the way to Fortune Teller north of CAC, and then follow Spiral Cave without boots, which is the intended way. But I don't know. I don't know if that's actually better or worse than the doing stuff into what we ended up with.
Well, and the worst part too is we're like, well, these are out of logic, and then we're like, okay, we have Spiral. At one point, Arm's like, it's 50-50. I'm like, it's like we're either missing a lamp to kind of put some egregious amount of things in logic, and then he's like, yeah, Spiral's just in Vu. I was like, okay, well, time to play this. But at the same time too, we'd done enough in the world where it didn't really hurt us. We weren't suffering for that. I think it was just the walking from desert left to desert right, from old man save and quit, hookshotting across, yada yada. So
yeah, and then there were some interesting decisions, like Ice Palace was obviously meant for you just to get the lamp, and the GT big key I don't think the climb didn't lead to anything. I don't recall anything in the big chest, But then I forget which one of you was in Ice Palace second. Where it's like, do you go in all the, you're probably gonna come back and get the lamp. Then do you go all the way to get the lamp? But oh yeah, there's that GT big key. Now the lamp is closer, and you don't know the GT big key whether it's needed or not. So it's kind of hard to leave it behind. That's got to be awkward.
So the
Yeah.
reason the reason for that, sorry, Arm, was specifically, I think at one point he's like, I have half magic and 3 bottles, and I did not have any bottles up until that point. So I was like, one of 3 things is happening. I'm doing Ganon with no bottles. I'm doing the climb with no bottles, and so I'm going to need lamp for torches. Or, like just some, like the magic situation was kind of on my mind, and luckily I think I end up with 2 bottles. But that was kind of like this precarious, like I did it as insurance because there was no way I was getting the Super Bunny, right? Like that was top of Lost Woods with half magic, and Arm's like, haha, you're never getting this. 1 bottle was back of Escape, and then later, like I think I found 2, and I honestly might have grabbed the one.
You grabbed the blue potion probably then.
There were some blue potions available for sure.
There was 1 blue, I think that was in my year that I got or something. But like, I luckily I ended with resources. But the bow was an obvious gimme, right? We kind of talked about like theoretically that is not great. But maybe the ping pong for the GT climb. But when you could go ahead,
I want to say your blue potion was on Sahasrahla.
That actually, that's right.
That sounds right.
Right, that's absolutely right. Because like I know that I picked up another bottle at some point, but even getting to fill the bottle was Spec Rock, which you conveniently marked off the map because I was never getting back to it by the time our late game hit. But like,
I marked it after I checked the mushroom.
Yep. No, I remember where it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was the whole GT climb situation, which is super awkward. It's like you've got this out of logic bow, but there's another bow out there somewhere that could possibly put it into logic. Plus, you had this Meyer big key that was still a thing that could be there. It's just like, can the hammer even be on the climb? Technically, depending where the other bow was. It's just such a hard decision.
Also, like, that is such a bad location to get back to. Like, Cave 45 is not a spot you want to make repeat trips to, so I just felt priced in.
Yeah.
Also, it was one of those cases where, like, the remaining things we had left to do were not good, and sending it, like, there wasn't really a good way to split them up, so, like, I should just go get those items. Full Zap takes care of other business.
I think
of course, all you got was a mushroom.
Yeah.
You were continuing on to Bombo's tablet, and then you found Pod.
Yeah. So that was one of the awkward thing was I think the resources in hindsight dictate that we should have swapped, but it was a very awkward situation where, and admittedly the first thing I said to Arm is my hands aren't good today. I can't mimic clip to save my life, and so like I mean it was evident. I think my icebreaker, like this controller is also like on its last leg because my left inputs are. I know that my hands weren't good for mimic clip, and this is one of those things where like reliably Arm has execution that we can count on, right? When you're like, even you asked us like, oh, how are you feeling? I was like, honestly, with 3 minutes on the clock, I'm like, I trust my teammate to be able to get this. The inverse isn't true, right? Like if I was there, theoretically in a not great situation, I'm not as sure that I would have done as well. So I think for hindsight resources, we could have played that better, but I think that we divvied up, relatively speaking, the best we could. So yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've been missing my ice armor quick kills for no reason lately, so I'm glad I sent you to do that. I don't understand. It's one of those things where just like your brain forgets how to do a thing, and you're like,
I've been there.
You know what it is? It's actually there was discussion about like a way to save 2 seconds on it by some other arrow pattern that I think someone asked Ari about, and it just destroyed my brain. That's what it was.
Oh no,
it's over. Back to baby strats.
You're done for now.
Yeah.
But your team's not done for. You got game 2 coming up here tomorrow, all dungeons. It will be Armalex and your teammate IB Karma. Your thoughts going into game number 2?
Yeah, it's a mode. I think
it's a mode.
Yeah, I mean, I have had not the best luck with the non-entrance modes this playoff, but at the same time, it's not like we've done bad. It's just been like we've lost by X margin. I think we'll feel okay about it, but it's it's open AD. It's not like anything super fancy, complicated. It's hard to tell if anyone is favored, strong, anything like that. You just kind of hope you do your stuff, and I kind of hope that Karma doesn't like walk into escape with 3 bombs and hope to get the 4th or whatever he does sometimes.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound ideal.
that is a teammate special that he likes to do in Randomizer, and it has only bit us once, and even then it was just like, oh well, the Zelda cell, good luck.
Well, at least it's not Randomizer tomorrow. We can't
Yeah.
speak to a game 3 if that happens.
No, absolutely not. I mean, game 3, if we get there, which again, this is the finals, right? Like and we've not played AD since literally game 2 of last series, and then prior to that was week 1. Like it's
okay.
we were pretty. Arm and I are entrance nuts, right? Like we had a pretty solid strategy of like we're shoving game 1 retrants no matter what, and then if it gets to a game 3, Carm and I are like we just love Randomizer in an unhealthy sadomasochistic kind of way. So it's like,
is there any other way?
I mean, I'm sure there's someone out there that has an appreciation for the fact that every room is new, but we're just like, yeah, give me a crystal roller to the face, like. So we've been basically playing spoiler for game 2, so this is kind of like a fresh, like, oh yeah, this is cool. So,
yeah, I mean, our opponents who have chosen spoiler have been extremely in the right to do so. It was Orange who started off this game playing spoiler, and then Bidey who, lighted. So yeah,
He's pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited all the same. We're like, obviously the pressure has been off for the sake of like making it to Invitational, but I think now that we've made it this far, there's a lot of people who are like, all right, well, you made it this far, you might as well win the thing. And admittedly, all joking aside, I want to deprive Yoshi of yet another league title. So, no one send that to him. I mean, you have 3 incredible players on the other side. Like whatever happens at this point. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, see what ends up happening tomorrow. Game 2, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Central European Time. Good luck to you in game number 2. Maybe it'll be the final game of the Open League.
Thank you all so much.
All right, I think that's enough for here. We do know that Psyduck-Psychos had declined the post-race interview. Good GG's to them. Good luck in game number 2. Crackerito and Bumble will go for them in game 2. And if not, if we have a game 3 coming up here sometime in the future, oh my goodness, will be fun to see the league closing out in that case.
Yeah,
Tracy, it's
everybody
been
loves
fun.
Game 3. Always, Rick. Thank you for asking me to join you.
All right, so a big thank you here to our trackers, Say Ryu X and Pichu. Also, big thank you to our runners, for Zaf and ArmLX on the Crystal Roller Crew, and for Crackerito and Yoshi on the Psyduck-Psychos. If you want to get more information about the league, you can go to ALTTPRleague.com. And I think that's enough for us for today. And so until tomorrow, game number 2. This is goodbye for us. Thank you for joining us here. Tracy, you have the final word.
Yeah, just the same thing. Again, thank you to our trackers. Thank you to you, Rick. And yeah, we'll see you all at the next race.